Falcon fans, and of course, good old Atlanta Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do, man. One time for the fan. We are back talking Falcons football in a Falcon way. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X. Man, so many channels that we are on. If we are not on there, just go ahead and drop it in the comment section so that way we can add one time for the fan to your podcasting station so that way you can always catch one time for the fan live Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings breakfast with one time for the fan. Man, we are so live and lit at is getting ready to be start of free agency week. A lot of interesting news has already came out from a lot of teams around the NFL. Nothing from the Atlanta Falcons just yet, but we should be hopefully hearing something in a matter of 24 hours or so. I'm here with former ATO Sports one time for the fan, T Will. T Will growing out the grizzle over there. What's going on, T Will?
My wife told me my head was too big to not have a beard, so I'm growing out the goatee, but rather than go through the awkward stage, I'll just grow out the beard first. But yeah, that woman took one look at me and she said, "Your head is too big to not have some sort of hair other than the mustache." So, hey, man, you know, when the wife of 33 years gives you a command, you kind of have to follow it. So that's of course it's my fault I shaved it off in the first place. But hey, man, all is well. How you doing tonight, Jack? What do you think about what we're hearing about potential backup quarterbacks? And I guess before we get into anything, we probably need to get to some fans in the stands, right?
Yeah, we got to check on the fans in the stands. We see DSGB Hall is one of the first fans in the building, checking in from Macon County Correction. I'm checking in from West Coast. Big shout out to DSGB Hall, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give away your location there, DSGB Hall, but he says make time for the fans. So big shout out to DSGB Hall. The jokes and the roast just keep on coming from the Falcon fans here to one time for the fan. These are personal jokes too as well. For a lot of us that do not know, people are probably seeing DSGB Hall, Eric Parker, Craig, and some other of the Falcon fans, supporters of One Time for the Fan in the chat. We always like to have our little roast battles here and there. So big shout out to DSGB Hall. Jeremiah Weems is in the chat too as well.
What up, Jeremiah?
Falcons football with us tonight. MacTown Dirty here early tonight, so I'm glad MacTown Dirty can join us in this conversation because we have a lot to talk about. He said, "What's up, one time?" Big shout out to MacTown Dirty. Smooth C is in the chat too as well with the one time for the one time. Big shout out to Smooth C in the chat. T Will, your little brother, LBB is in the chat. Eric Parker with the one time.
What up, LBB? What up, Jeremiah? What up, MacTown Dirty?
One time emoji with the red and black emojis too as well. Big shout out to Eric Parker. Red and black for the Falcons, Eric, or red and black for the Georgia Bulldogs? We just want to know so that way everybody.
You know it's red and black for the Falcons.
Okay.
You know it's red and black for the Falcons. You know my little big brother. What up, LBB?
You just got to check, man. Smooth C's back in the chat. He says, sorry. Oh, here we go. We're already starting off with one of the roasts here. Smooth C says, sorry, Jack was running late. He forgot to clean up again. Daylight saving time and all that. So big shout out to Smooth C.
Oh, wow.
In the chat here talking
about
Jack. Football. Big shout out to you, man. It's always good to have all these Falcon fans here talking Falcons football. So keep representing in the chat and keep putting your comments on the screen. Questions from the chat tonight. I repeat, questions from the chat will be popping up here probably like 30, 45 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, if you're checking in here early, if you have any questions for one time for the fan about free agency or, of course, about the Atlanta Falcons or, just T. Will's grizzle that he's growing out right now. Definitely want to
look at Smooth C's comments. He says, beard growing fast. The Iron Sheik was not becoming.
T-Will getting into his wrestler phase right now. It is springtime here, Falcon fans. So T-Will's getting ready. I guess he's getting ready to you trying to get like your brother with the Rick Ross thing going on, or are you just trying to what's happening here too? I know the wife did say it would be good enough for you to grow the beard out around this time, but what is the ultimate goal here? Are you trying to get the Mark Henry thing going on? Is it the LBB thing going on? Is it like you trying to become a YNT? Will, because a lot of these YNs got
YN. That's funny. Hey man, let me tell you something. God did not bless me with height, and my brother LBB has a particularly great grain of hair to grow that beard in. If I grow mine out, if I really grow it out, I really do look homeless, and people really do offer me money. So the goal is just, I do, man. People come up, praise the Lord, it's gonna be all right, baby. I'm praying for you, and they give me money. So the goal here is to just get it thick enough to where I can cut it down to the goatee. I wish I could grow it out like my brother, but hey, man, he's blessed. His beard is tremendous looking, and hey, we all can't be Eric Parker, right? So I'm just gonna grow it enough to grow the goatee and then go from there.
DSGB Hall says T-Will got some confidential stuff going on. Is there something you want to let us know about T-Will here on the channel before we get started, or we continue on?
You know what? I love you guys, but if I told you, you can finish the sentence, right? So can't really share it. You know what I mean? Can't let you guys into that bubble, but hey, love you anyway, guys. Love you anyway.
T-Will getting that check, man. I know he just hit 1,000 subscribers too as well. Big shout out to everybody here repping from former ATO Sports.
Yes, thank you all.
T-Will, let me know now if we have to, pause the stream, or we have to, ban somebody, or just keep me posted now, T-Will. I'm here with you, my brother. What you sipping on over there, T-Will? Sunday night. What you got over there in the cup?
We are all family here, sir. So we don't have to ban anybody. Well, if you want to know the truth, a little bit of cranberry juice and a little bit of Sprite, and that's all I'm gonna admit to. That's all I'm gonna admit to.
That's it. Cranberry juice and Sprite, nothing else.
Yep, that's the story. That's what we're going with. Yep, that's what's in your cup, Jack. Okay. I know Friday you were feeling.
Shout out.
I know Friday you were feeling especially good. You were brimming with confidence on Friday. Is the same contents in your cup? Is that it? Is that what it is?
I'm sipping on the Arizona here tonight.
So it is the same.
I don't.
Okay. Oh, look out, guys!
I don't have any Tito's for those asking. I know some people were pretty interested to hear what Jack Spade had to say the other day. I was on one the other day. As the YNs would say, I was on one, as the YNs would say.
Was on one the other day.
Content creator.
It's like, I want to take on the world. I can beat everybody and everything. That's what Jack was on. I could beat everybody and everything, damn it. You could have been like, Jack, I want to take you on a tiddly. I'll beat you in that too.
We got to prepare for this content creator Olympics, and apparently, weightlifting has been added to it too as well. Big Little Country called me out in a personal chat. Big shout out to Big Little Country, man, and Eric Parker as well. Like, yeah, man, we want to see you do. Want to see you do 225, man, 225 pounds on the bench, man. I said 10 reps. I said I was required.
Wait a minute.
School, so
wait a minute. Are you telling me you can throw up 225 right now?
T-Will, if I had the bench and the bar right here, right now with the weights, I would throw up 265 10 times right here.
Let me tell you something, man.
If the Falcons want to sign that boy, I know Caden Ellis might not be here, hearing that he might get 3 years, $36 million.
I got mad love for you, brother. You know I do, and I respect you. But in honor of what you just said,
hey, man, you always gotta believe in yourself, T-Will.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, okay. You said 260 10 times. That's what you said.
265.
Dead weight now.
I added on 5 more pounds. 265.
I'm talking dead weight with the bar. I'm not talking one of those machines. I'm talking dead weight with the bar. You can do
I don't need no spotter either. You're letting me know right now. I don't need no spotter. Right.
Oh,
I
wow.
put the bar back on
Oh,
the rack itself. I don't need no
oh
spotter
my
here. I
goodness.
see the Rams punter squatting 565 pounds. Easy work, Falcon fans.
Hey,
Hit
man.
that like, share, and
Yuri
subscribe
said,
button.
take a shot every time T. Will says, let me tell you something. I love
It's
it.
going down in a
I
major
love
way,
it,
man.
man.
Mactown Dirty said, "Who's no longer with the team?" Coming up this week, T. Will. Let me see if I'm on along the right side of the tracks here. Kirk Cousins will be
Yep,
no longer here with the team.
that's correct.
Darnell Mooney will be no longer here with the team.
That's correct.
Kadero Hodge will be no longer here with the team. A couple other names I think we're waiting on finding out what they want to do. Did I miss anybody, T. Will? Is that the three names that we've heard so far?
Affirmative ghostwriter. You are correct.
Okay. I mean, Ian Cunningham has been pretty straightforward with what he was saying and what he wants to do here this offseason. And just those three names alone, Falcon fans are kind of on the 50-50 side of Cordero Hodge. I think Cordero Hodge is a solid special teamer. It doesn't mean that Cordero Hodge might not be back here in Atlanta, but I think with the early news that he's going to be one of the names released, another team will possibly be picking up Cordero Hodge too as well. Darnell Mooney, who's recovering from his early, late season injury here at the Falcons. I'm sure he's going to be back to 100% in no time. Some teams going to definitely want to use a Darnell Mooney in their offense. And then Kirk Cousins, who fans say is the thief in the night, won't be back here in Atlanta too as well. DSGB Hall says Jack's mad because he can't grow facial hair. What you talking about over here, D? I get started now. Hold on now. Hold on, DSGB Hall. Don't let me get started here. I might not catch up to T Will, but I can get some things going. I just like to use the young YN look. You know what I'm saying? I don't really go with the whole,
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that, brother.
Full taping at the sides. Yeah, I like to just cut
Nothing
short.
wrong with that.
DSGB Hall says EP Jack hat too small. Go at one size. Headache about to be tough tonight. Man, I got this fitted, man. I got this Falcon fitted. What are y'all boy talking about, man? That don't look like it's too small there. I see y'all bringing the jokes tonight. That's cool. Just tell me how much you put on those books, DSGB Hall, before you left the courthouse. Big shout out to DSGB Hall here in the chat, talking Falcons football. Shucky Ducky was also in the chat too as well. Where's
Shucky Ducky?
Oh, Shucky Ducky, it's that time again. The one and only Shucky Ducky. Old man Sully. What's good, my fam? Big shout out to Sullivan.
Sully.
Silk Legacy is here tonight talking about football. He said, "What's up, one timers? Yeet,
yeet."
Big shout out to Silk Legacy in the chat. Silk Legacy says, "Come on, either Flacco, Bennett, or Pagan." Oh man, we got some stuff to talk about here tonight. Some fans would love to get into this offseason talk. So. He's talking about the guy from the Bears, the backup quarterback from the Bears, Tyler Bagan.
Oh, that dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Big shout out to James Overton too as well. He
what up, James?
Checking in from Maryland. Falcon fans, where you checking in from, man? If you're on the West Coast, if you are on the East Coast, if you're overseas, if you're in Georgia, if you're in the ATL, if you're in Florida, go ahead and put it in the chat too as well. We love our season ticket holders. Rep your city, man. We love our season ticket holders too as well. Go ahead and rep what section you are this season. I know DSGB Hall just got his season tickets in the same section as his good friend too as well, who is no longer in that section, but for some strange reason, DSGB Hall ended up in that same section. So we must investigate that too as well. Dwayne Ruffin checking in from the West Coast.
What up, Deke?
One time for the one time. Let's get it. Big shout out to Dwayne Ruffin. Don't forget, questions from the chat is going to happen at the end of the podcast. Questions from the chat. It's going to be.
What do you think about Diggs to the Falcons, chat?
No. Diggs to the Falcons is like a Russell Wilson to the Falcons. There's some off the field things I think he needs to be more concerned about versus the on the field factor of what he can contribute to the Atlanta Falcons. I think a lot of people here are very in tune with what has happened to Stephon Diggs in the past year or so, playing up there in New England. Not saying he's not a decent receiver, but there are some things, of course, off the field that can keep you away from sitting in the office with Arthur Blank. Big shout out to Yuri.
He's not going to pass the Falcons filter, is what you're saying.
He's not going to pass the the street credibility test here for the Atlanta Falcon fans. That's for one. Yuri said Section 135 again.
Hooray!
Renewed. He's back in the building. Section 135. Christy Lewis.
Christy!
Mississippi.
What up, Mississippi?
AFN, the Ladybirds are in the house. She said, your favorite dirty bird from the muddy Hattiesburg, Mississippi is here in the house. It's going to be a great show tonight. I can guarantee you that here, Falcon fans. Of course, we are definitely talking Falcons football. Man, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, Facebook, YouTube. Definitely go over and hit that subscribe button too as well. I believe we're like 1 or 2 away from like 1,200 subscribers. So Falcon fans, if you want to go ahead and hit that button there, we can definitely boost this algorithm. Of course, the like button too as well. You want to hit that like button. Facebook, if you want to send the stars or super chats, whatever you want to do, we always support it here on One Time for the Fan. Big shout out to Cass. Cass said ATL Section 101.
What up, Cass?
Let's see, Section 101. That's over there. That's close to Eric's
section. Eric's section. That's Eric.
That's over there near the end zone, if I'm not mistaken.
That's Eric's section.
Yeah, big shout out to Cass in the building. Big shout out to all the Falcon fans in the building. Once again, rep your section, rep your city. Where you checking in from? T-Will, man, we're going to check in with the fans in the stands in just a minute here. That was a great way to open up the show. I'm trying to see, where could we start? I think we know where we can start.
Let's start with the backup QB situation, man. Everybody's talking about Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco. 116 in the building, DSGB Hall. 116 is over to the left by the Falcons tunnel where they're getting ready to run out from too as well. Big shout out to DSGB Hall.
Yep.
I know he's in the same section as his girl. Are you in the same seats too as well, DSGB Hall? Was the rep able to give you were those seats taken, DSGB Hall? Just let us know here in the chat. Eric says Section 101. Eric, you have a section
What's
right
going
here.
on?
Cass. I don't know if you know Cass, Eric, or Cass if you know Eric, but he's usually the fan that doesn't sit down on third downs. He gets up, he gets loud. He's proud to be a fan of the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm sure a lot of people have seen Eric Parker in the stadium too as well. Yuri said Flacco, Tua, Kyler Murray will be a Falcon this week. Hey, we're going to find out about that. DSGB said, how you know where she sits? How did you know where she sits at, DSGB? Oh, that's what we want to know. It's random how you got into the same section. So we'll find that information out here shortly now. Hold on now. Let me get this banner up off of the screen. Let me pop up this share screen so fans can see what we're talking about here tonight. Falcon fans, I want to get your thoughts here. And I definitely want to hear what you have to say. So please put your comments in the chat so we can read them. T-Will, there was a lot of talk, of course, from Falcon fans about a guy who's very familiar with Kevin Stefanski. Who can possibly be the bridge quarterback here in Atlanta. And this is reported from Tom Pelissero, who is a credible NFL insider. This is not from Joey Buck or some guy that's out there in the middle of Key West or some guy named Johnny Blue in the middle of Wisconsin somewhere reporting on the Falcons.
Johnny Blue and Joey Buck. What?
Just saying. Tom Pelissero is a credible NFL reporter.
That he is.
He's reported a lot, just like Ian Rappaport, just like Adam Scheffner, out here in the NFL world. This is what he is hearing right now as we are just hours away from free agency getting ready to begin. Veteran quarterback Joe Flacco, who will be a free agent Monday, which to me is about 4 hours away, wants an opportunity to at least compete for a starting job. But if he's a backup, sources say, here come them sources, T-Will. Everybody's sourced up. Everybody's sourced up. You got to be sourced up in this industry. Flacco would strongly consider a return to Cincinnati, where he filled in for Joe Burrow last fall and made his first Pro Bowl. Now, T-Will, I have to ask you, from what the sources are saying for a credible NFL insider like Tom Pelissaro.
Mm-hmm.
And let's hit that share button too as well, Falcon fans. Let's bring all your Falcons friends, your buddies. If you're in any Falcons Facebook groups that one time's not a part of, go ahead and share it in there. Share
Let's
it to
get
your
2
timeline.
subs, man. We're two away from 1,200. Let's get 12. Let's get 2 subs, man. Let's
get 2 or 3 more subs here tonight. Hell, let's get 200 or 300 more subs here tonight. Let's run it up here.
You right.
Let's run the comments up. Let's run these likes
up,
man.
Run it up.
Don't know if any other content creator is live. If you are live, big shout out to you all the content creators in the space. I know somebody just mentioned too as well. I see Mactown Dirty said everyone wants to win, but so many don't want to see Penix compete. Mactown Dirty's in the chat. I saw another comment. Chrissy Lewis says Jack is real cool tonight. You were all hyped up on that mellow yellow on Falcons Friday. Okay, Chrissy. Okay, we'll get to
that. It was Jack versus the world.
We'll get to that. I know. I went over the running of
versus the world.
The running with the Bulls comment, I think, got some people riled up too as well. And of course, me challenging all the content creators to these content creator Olympics got some people riled up. But T-Will, man, let's get the fans riled up here in the chat. This report here about Joe Flacco. Fans, what do you guys think? T-Will, what do you think? Flacco wanting to compete for a starting job, if this is true, for fans that are saying we wanted him here as a backup, could this sway the factor of Joe Flacco coming to Atlanta to be a backup here for Michael Penix? Because if he wants to compete for a starting job, there are a couple teams that he possibly could compete with or compete for a starting job. And I don't know if it might be Atlanta, just off what Tom Pelissaro is saying from this report. T-Will, your thoughts, man. Let's get straight to it. Chat, your thought on Flacco's comments, or not Flacco's comments, but Tom Pelissaro's comments about Flacco wanting to compete for a starting job. And if he decides to be a backup, he might want to go back to Cincinnati to back up Joe Burrow. And we do play the Bengals this year as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, T-Will, let's get straight to it. What do you think, man?
Here's what I think, Jack. I would love to be able to grow an afro.
My gosh.
Every year that I have a big afro, an afro that's so big I can't even fit it in my car. But the reality is, my hair won't grow. So how old is Joe again? He was in his 40s. How old is Joe?
I think he's around like 57, 58. See, well, how old are you, right?
He's up there, right? Point is, hey, it's good work if you could get it. I don't know that anybody out there is willing to make him a starting quarterback. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't see it. So, hey, he can like to be a starting quarterback. I don't know that there are going to be any takers. I don't know that this moves the needle one way or another as far as Atlanta is concerned. I think if they want to reach out to him, they'll reach out to him. It's up to him as to what he wants to accept. But I think him being a starter, I just think that ship is sailed. Those are my thoughts. What are yours?
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. See, Eric says, where's Carrie? I believe Carrie might be joining us here tonight. She could be a little bit busy. Carrie always taking care of a lot of stuff for the family. Big shout out to Miss Carrie. Big shout out to Bodie too as well.
Carrie.
She did retweet the show not too long ago. She's probably in the chat too as well. So you never know. Tag her, see if we can get her in here for tonight. But then again, we would love Carrie to be here for tonight. I know, like I said, Carrie is a very busy individual. Of course, with school being tomorrow, she's probably taking care of the young one too as well. Going to this going to this Joe Flacco situation. T-Will, you have a guy here in 2025 put up 2,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions with a 41 QBR. Let's think of the teams that Flacco can possibly have a starting competition, a quarterback competition battle to possibly be the starting quarterback. Okay, let's look who needs a quarterback, right? the Miami Dolphins. Could Flacco compete? Could he compete for a starting position down there in Miami? Right now, they do not have a QB. Of course, Tua is probably going to be released in a matter of hours. Who knows if they keep him? But there were possible rumor scenarios of them going after Malik Willis, knowing that their head coach and their GM came from the Packers that knows Malik Willis. Malik Willis, I think, is randomly one of the hottest quarterbacks on the market this offseason. Could Flacco go down there and compete against a Malik Willis or Quentin Ewert for the starting position in Miami? It's possible. Um, I don't want to rule out, his condition of where he can play now in his career, but maybe the Dolphins. Let's go to another team, the New York Jets. T. Will. The Jets don't have a quarterback right now, and there are a lot of quarterbacks on the market. Of course, Kyler Murray is going to be hitting the market. I believe Tua, like I just mentioned, should be hitting the market too as well. Kirk Cousins is going to be on the market. Malik Willis is on the market. Geno Smith is now getting ready to be set on the market. What other quarterbacks are we missing here, T? Well, Jimmy Garoppolo. Who else? I mean, I don't know if the trade for Matt Jones might not work out, right? But could the Jets be an opportunity for him to compete? I know he might want to go to a team that has, some ties to winning. The Jets don't seem like a team that's going to be, favored to win that division, especially with the Patriots making it to the Super Bowl and the Buffalo Bills being so strong as they are. Dolphins doing a lot of rebuilding over there. Could Joe Flacco fit in New York to try to compete for the starting job?
No disrespect to the Jets, but I think anybody would. I mean, look at Baker's. I shouldn't say that. They are starting over.
That's right.
And as such, they don't have. It would seem to me they wouldn't have room to be choicy.
Right. He also did play for the Jets back in 2020 to 2022 too, as well.
He did.
Does he want to go back in that New York environment? I know Aaron Glenn is now taken over as the head coach, and the team still hasn't been the same in a matter of so many years. The Cleveland Browns, are they sold on Shedeur Sanders? Are they sold on Dylan Gabriel? Does Deshaun Watson have what Todd Monken wants there in Cleveland? Don't forget, Joe Flacco was in Cleveland for a couple years too as well. Could he end up going back there and try to compete for a starting job? The Las Vegas Raiders, I'm sure they're going to select Fernando Mendoza with that number 1 pick. Can he have an opportunity to battle in competition over there? The Minnesota Vikings, which a lot of sources around the NFL who, talk NFL insider information have stated that Kyler Murray could be a guy that fits in the Minnesota Vikings environment. Does Flacco compete against a guy like Kyler Murray? Well, I'm just trying to figure out what team is going to allow Joe Flacco, if these sources, if it's true that he wants to compete for a starting job. For Falcon fans, we wanted him here as a backup. There were some that were saying, "Oh, Joe Flacco will be a great backup. Him and Kevin Stefanski knows the role he would play. He's going to be a good bridge quarterback. He can come in and help out if Penix does have to step to the side for a couple games, or if he's not ready." Joe Flacco might not be on that type of time right now. He might be like, "Hold on, y'all rooting me as a bridge and a backup right now. I'm trying to be a starter. Trying to give it my all." T. Will, am I going in the right direction here?
No, I think you are. There are apparently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams that need a quarterback. One of them being the Falcons, and 8 that need a starter. If Penix is healthy, so he's got opportunities. I mean, the thing is, but there are other quarterbacks out there, right?
The wording of it wants the opportunity to at least compete for a starting job. You come to Atlanta, and this is what one of the radio hosts was saying the other day. There's a lot of quarterbacks that want that starting position. I could be right or wrong here. Let me know. Agree or disagree. Shout out to Eric Z in the chat. I saw it coming. There's a lot of quarterbacks that want this starting position. They want that starting role. Mm-hmm. But they also know, T-Will, if the Falcons are heavily into Michael Penix, when that time comes to give him back the keys to the Lamborghini, then they're not the driver of the car anymore. And that could sway a lot of these quarterbacks into, well, the Falcons are setting on bringing back this Penix guy versus teams like the Jets. They don't have a quarterback. Teams like the Vikings, they don't have a quarterback. Teams like the Cardinals, they don't have a quarterback. I can see him maybe competing in Arizona if it's him and Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's an opportunity where two veteran quarterbacks competing for who could be the starter there. And that could hurt some Falcon fans because now if you lose Joe Flacco, what is your next best opportunity to get a backup quarterback? We mentioned the other day, when you get Kenny Pickett's, when you get these Stetson Bennett's, when you get these Jimmy G's, when you get these Davis Mills and these type of guys, those are backups. They're not there to drive the Lamborghini. Those are backups. They are prepared to give the keys back over to Penix. When you're looking at these Tuas and these Kyler Murrays, all jokes aside, these guys have been starters in the NFL for quite some time. They're not there to be backups. And that's just the thing that I have to just put out there because this is just a report from Tom Pelissero. This is what gets people talking, right? These are talking points for the podcast.
Right.
If you lose on a Flacco to an Arizona because he wants an opportunity to at least compete, and if he doesn't get the opportunity to compete, if his camp is saying some of these things, or if there is rumors that are really true what Tom is believing in this report, he might go back to Cincinnati to back up Joe Flacco. And then we go back down the list of who could be the backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, T-Will, you lose out on a guy like Joe Flacco, which so many fans have said and have stood on business about it. Flacco to the Falcons, Flacco to the Falcons. If you lose out on a guy like Flacco to be the backup, who is the next best available quarterback, T-Will? We're not giving 20-something million to Malik Willis. Right? We're not to Malik Willis. We're not doing that. Who else do we have in mind, T-Will? You've had a couple shows and a couple days to sit back and look at the free agent quarterbacks available. It's not going to be Daniel Jones, right? It's not going to be some of these guys. T-Will, any thoughts of who the backup quarterback could possibly be?
Man, it's
not Joe Flacco.
It's wide open. It's wide open because you have, again, got 9 teams out there that need quarterbacks. Now, all of those teams aren't going to go the free agency route. Some might go, some might draft a quarterback. Although this is predicted to be one of the worst quarterback drafts in a long time. I know the Raiders are going to draft a QB, and you could have 2 or 3 others. And if you do, then what that means is you probably got about 10 or 12 quarterback free agents out there who want to start, or at least quarterback free agents. That means that that job market for them is going to shrink. So I honestly don't know. I mean, again, you got Malik Willis, you got Daniel Jones, you got Kyler Murray, you got Aaron Rodgers, you got Geno Smith.
Let's take it go over those names again. Who's the first name?
You got Malik Willis.
Malik Willis possibly could be tied to the Dolphins,
right?
Due to the fact of his former GM and defensive coordinator is now the head coach down there. They've also talked about Malik Willis in interviews too as well. The price point for the Falcons is out on Malik Willis. We gotta kick Malik Willis to the side.
Agreed. You got Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones has just been tagged, a heavy tag too as well by the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, so they're not
teams can match the offer too as well. I think the Colts, with Anthony Richardson possibly being on the market in a matter of hours, they're going to fade away from him too as well. And Falcon fans, the Colts are fading away from Anthony Richardson, who I believe is still somewhere near that rookie contract, or still in the The YN range right now, he's not a veteran in the NFL. Of course, he's had his games where he's won some, he's lost some, but he's battled some injuries. The Colts are getting ready to move on from that. They don't need that there in Indianapolis no more. Daniel Jones getting tagged heavily. You can't put Daniel Jones in the Falcons mix. Who else we got, T. Will?
You got Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray is in a situation where he is going to be released in a matter of hours. And this is where it gets very interesting here. Because there are some teams that could use Kyler Murray. And I know some fans are saying, well, he's been injured. He's only played, 17, or he's only played like 17 games in the past 3 seasons or something like that. But Kyler Murray, when healthy, has put up some numbers. He's also going into the veteran minimum range where you won't be paying a shit ton of money for Kyler Murray. So the first 2 quarterbacks we wrote off, but the third one, Kyler Murray, we might have to just put to the right here and just say, let's hold up a second here. Let's keep Kyler Murray in that pool of the Falcons can get him. It is possible.
Mm-hmm.
I know some fans might not like it. We're not going over they will get it. Yeah, Falcon fan, they're going to sign him tomorrow. We didn't say that. They can get him. Who else we have, T-Will?
You got Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor is a backup. Yes, he started for the Jets last year for a lot of
he beat us.
He did beat us.
Yeah, he beat us.
Is that somebody that Falcon fans would love to have here in Atlanta? Some would say no. Tyrod Taylor, I'm not too heavy on Tyrod Taylor right now when it comes to him being the backup quarterback here in Atlanta. But then again, I'm a fan. Who knows what the Falcons want? Of course, Tyrod, 779 yards, 5 TDs, 5 interceptions last year. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he played – how many games he played last year? He played 6 games last year. 779 yards, 5 TDs, and 5 interceptions.
Let me ask you a question. What talent did he have around him last year?
Didn't have much talent. Of course, he's also a mobile quarterback. But when we saw him playing us in that rain game up in New York, we gave the game away to the Jets. Let's not say Tyrod Taylor's like the next coming of Tom Brady.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's a game manager. He's not a threat to Penix. If you sign him,
I just don't think if Penix goes down, he's not a. Then again, different quarterbacks, different circumstances.
Bro, and again, you got some offensive coordinators with some experience. You got some dudes that are coaches, right? You got a dude that's our offensive line coach. So we can adjust. I'm looking at quarterbacks who not only can come in here and win, but who wouldn't be a threat. I'm okay with Tyrod. Now, he's not everybody's cup of tea, and I respect that, but I don't think Tyrod would be bad because, A, he's not a threat to Penix, and you don't have 2 separate voices in the locker room, right? Because if Penix has to be out for 3 or 4 games or 5 or 6, you don't want to bring somebody in here that's such an alpha that it's going to be an issue when he tries to come back.
T-Will, 2011 with the Ravens through 2014, 2015 through 2017 with the Buffalo Bills, 2018 with the Browns, 2019 through 2020 with the Chargers, 2021 with the Texans, 2022 and 2023 with the Giants, 2024 and 2025 with the Jets. This is a backup. We get it.
Yeah.
He's not going to be expensive. Can the Falcons go after a guy like Tyrod? Some fans would say if the Falcons go get Tyrod, then yes, Penix should be ready week 1. Fans are not expecting to go buy Tyrod Taylor jerseys, and that's running off the marketplace right now. You can't get them anywhere but the sports academy. It's not happening. But yes, he is a backup. For this conversation, let's put Tyrod to the right with Kyler Murray. You can get Tyrod. It's very much so possible.
You ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one, T-Bo. Who we got?
You got Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is an ultimate no. It is an ultimate no. I think Aaron is still sick about that Packers game back in 2016
Oh
come
man.
here to the dome. The red
Oh
hot
wow.
Packers.
Oh wow.
They tried to throw the Packer party at the Park Tavern, and the Falcon fans shut it down. It's not happening with
It's not
Aaron
gonna happen.
Rodgers to Atlanta. And Aaron Rodgers, as you know, for his age, he's not sitting on the bench either. Let's be honest. He's not
Okay.
sitting on the bench. He has ties to Mike McCarthy, who's now the Steelers head coach. But Aaron Rodgers to Atlanta, the answer is no. Who else we got to?
Okay. We got
Right
Geno
now,
Smith.
right now we got 5 quarterbacks I think you named to the left for no's and
Uh-huh.
only 2 quarterbacks to the right for yeses. That's how bad this market is, right?
It's okay.
This is tough.
We got Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is an interesting name because he has been a backup in this league for quite some time. Geno Smith has also been a starter in this league for quite some time. He's won some games, he's lost some games. He's also put up a lot of numbers, not only with Seattle and previous teams, but he's also put up a lot of numbers with the Raiders. Wasn't some of the best, but he's also played at a high level.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Do you sign Geno? And that's a question for you, T. Will. Does signing Geno ultimately put him in a backup role, or does Geno still feel like, you know what? I can go to the Jets and start. I can go to the Dolphins and start. I can go to the Cardinals and start. Why do I want to play the backup role here to a guy that could possibly be back week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4? T-Will, does Geno Smith wow you in this situation of being a backup or more so a starter for what you've seen Geno do?
So who did Geno play under when he had that success?
That was Pete Carroll.
Okay. Then I honestly, as a backup, I'm okay with it. As a starter, I don't know. I'm kind of in the woods. I don't know.
2022 Geno, 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Following year, 3,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Year after that, 4,300 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. Years prior to that, Geno was a true solid backup. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, couple yards here, couple attempts here, couple games played here. It really got kicking off for Geno 2022 with Seattle, 2023, 2024, and of course last year with the Raiders. Geno's last 4 years kind of shows me, even the bad look that he had with the Raiders, I don't know if he's ready to be a backup at this point. Again, knowing that he's put up almost in the past 4 years, I mean, he's put up almost close to 13,000 yards to you.
Okay.
In the past 4 years, he's put up almost close to 70 touchdowns.
Okay.
In the past 4 years.
That's fair. That's fair. That's right. Fair. All right. So the next tier, I don't want to call them. Let's call these guys tier 2 and tier 3, and I'm gonna throw 3 at a time because we got a lot. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. We got Kenny Pickett, Jimmy G, and Trey Lance.
Backup.
Yeah.
3 backups that the Falcons can easily sign. They won't cost you a lot of money. There's no quarterback competition battle. When these guys come into play, it's because Penix has to sit out a play or two, has to sit out a game or so. Nobody is buying up Jimmy G jerseys right now in 2026. Nobody's running to the shelves to go grab their Kenny Pickett jersey. Nobody's sitting over there saying Trey Lance is going to be the next Michael Vick. It's not happening. Do they become backups here in Atlanta? Ultimately, yes. The time that they are assigned, the day that they're assigned, I think Falcon fans know. And here's the thing. It's all about the signing for the Falcons fans. If they go sign Kyler Murray tomorrow or later this week, there is something we do not know about Penix that the coaching staff knows. If they go sign a guy like Tua or even Geno, I think they get ready to start their season. Kenny Pickett, Jimmy G, Stetson Bennett, Tyrod Taylor, these guys know when camp starts in May and June, they're just there because they're waiting for Michael Penix to take over and drive that Lamborghini to the finish line. Kyler Murray is not taking snaps in May, in June, to get down to week 1 and say, "Oh, here you go, bro. It's your team." It doesn't work like that with a guy like Kyler Murray. I get it. He's been an injured quarterback. I get it. He didn't get it done in Arizona, but he has been a starter for multiple years here in the NFL. And as bad as it looks, there are going to be some teams tomorrow morning calling Kyler Murray's agent saying, "Bring him in. We'd love to have him here as a quarterback." As we miss out on one quarterback, another team is going to go pick him up. It just happens. But those 3 people that Eric just named, that T-Will just named, those are backups. Backup. T-Will, who else you got?
All right. We got and shout out to Miss Pam. She just
shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody. Pam's celebrating her birthday weekend, right?
No. This is Miss Pam, not Auntie Pam.
Miss Pam. Okay, Miss Pam.
Yeah, they found another lump. So, hey, man, keep her in your prayers. We love you, Miss Pam, and we're going to continue to pray for you and continue to wish you well, and just know that we love you. Right. We're okay. I said Trey Lance, right? So we got Carson Wentz, Josh Johnson, and Case Keenum. None of which wow me. But
who is it?
Carson Wentz, Josh Johnson, and Case Keenum.
Carson Wentz, interesting. Carson Wentz has played at a high level. We saw what Carson Wentz has done a long time ago with the Eagles before Jalen Hurts got there.
Mm-hmm.
He now has moved on, and I believe Carson Wentz, just like Jalen and Case Keenum, has accepted the role of being a backup. The market in this NFL right now doesn't prove that Carson Wentz is trying to compete for a starting job. Some quarterbacks know that they are backups right now. Just as Eric just put Desmond Ridder as the backup in Green Bay. Ridder knows he's the backup. He knows that. You are a backup quarterback at this point in your career. Can you get the job done later on in your career? Maybe you could become a Sam Darnold. Possibly. But right now, your title is the backup. And that goes for Carson Wentz, Casey Keenum, Jalen Johnson. Out of those 3 quarterbacks you just named, the one quarterback that I can see the Falcons looking at to possibly be the backup here would be, in that group, Carson Wentz. Okay. Carson Wentz has proven himself years before, and he has some time to sit, battled a couple injuries here and there that's kept him on the sidelines. But he is one proven backup out of that list of 3 that I won't mind having here as the messenger to Michael Penix.
All right, next group is a group of 5 because I don't think they got a shot. So here we go. We got Brandon Allen. We got Kyle Allen. We got John Wolford.
Who?
We got from Minnesota. We got Easton Stick.
Did you say Eric Parker? Eric Parker is not allowed.
I did not. And then the last guy, Teddy Bridgewater.
No, and no. That's not a no. At the end of the day here, T-Will, think of yourself as a head coach. If something bad happens, we still have to win games. We have to win games. You can't jeopardize the first season as, oh, don't worry. We're just gonna grab somebody because he'll be ready to go. And if he's not ready to go, we'll just get by it. The fans won't worry about it.
Yeah.
The fans will worry about it. This is not a team that just went to the Super Bowl. This is not a team that just came back from winning the division and went to the playoffs. This is 8-year drought. Fans ain't jeopardizing shit no more. We're not jeopardizing this no more. We have to win this division this year. I don't think fans understand how strong it is to win this division. Like how strong it is for a fan base. We have to, T-Will.
Yeah.
We cannot miss the playoffs again on this 9-year run. It is going to look very bad. We got rid of Terry. We got rid of Raheem. We brought in Matt Ryan. We brought in a whole new coaching staff. We brought in a whole new list of executives.
Yeah.
To do what? To just gamble the season away on Jeremiah Johnson and Kevin Bacon from Walmart?
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
That's the actor, right?
Is
this a dance-off?
No.
Is that what this is? Are we having a dance off right now? No, I'm just kidding.
Bruh.
I left 3 guys off.
Okay.
And when I read the names, you'll know why. Russell Wilson.
Now you know. Now you know.
I know. That's why I left them off.
Russell Wilson and Stefon Diggs are both on the same flight to Atlanta, where they're like, "No, we ain't stopping here. We don't get off that flight."
Marcus Mariota, for obvious reasons, and Zach Wilson. I left those 3 off intentionally.
Zach Wilson coming out of college?
Yeah.
Man, Zach back in college was putting up numbers, bro. Zach wasn't a bad quarterback in college. The only problem is now he's not even a solid backup anymore.
Right.
He's just Zach Wilson taking pictures on the beach with his fiance.
That's why I took him off the list.
He's just not the guy that Falcon fans are going to say, okay, we got a backup now. Let's go. Let me tell you something, Falcon fans. Same for you, T-Will. You can agree or disagree.
Hey, Yuri, take a shot. Jack just said, let me tell you something.
Right. Hopefully it's Tito's. T-Will. If something happens with our number 1 quarterback and he's in the driver's seat, you not sitting over there like, oh, here comes Zach Wilson. We're going to be good. We're going to be all right. They don't wow you. They don't move the chains. And some fans might sit there and say, well, it's possible that he can do something here in Atlanta. I haven't seen it in other teams. I haven't seen it with other. Geno Smith is a guy you might want. Respectfully. Carson Wentz is a guy you might want respectfully. Kyler Murray is a guy you might want respectfully. We got to win, man. We have to win.
How many do you have in your column how many do you have right now under viable candidates
for backups?
From everybody that we just went over?
I think it was like, I lost count, but I believe it was like 6.
Okay.
And then the rest was like, it's pretty bad because don't forget, T-Will, a lot of these teams in the NFL need some quarterbacks. Which is why the Falcons got to do some serious hunting tomorrow morning. Because the Jets are calling these teams. The Dolphins are calling these players. The Cardinals are calling these players. Even the Cleveland Browns are calling these players. Trey Lance doesn't move you, Falcon fans. He doesn't. Y'all, if you hear Trey Lance tomorrow, you know that what? Penix is ready week 1. Then you feel good. But please, God, Lord, don't have something happen to me. Because y'all gonna be sitting there like, oh, I see why he's on his 4th team now.
Oh, man.
I see why he didn't play in Dallas. Y'all know why. Let's be honest. It's the NFL, man. We've been fans for too long behind the scenes watching this shit.
What about trade candidates, Jack?
That's the problem with the trade candidates. The only trade candidate you can really go after is Jacoby Brissett and Matt Jones, which I have no problem with because they're backups and they can get the job done if needed. Needed if available.
We got Mac Jones, like you said. Now,
that's my number 1 trade candidate right there. If it's going to be Mac Jones, you know you have a solid backup who's been in the system that has won games that can actually win as many games as he won in San Francisco with this roster.
Yeah, I think he'd be nasty. The only problem is, rumor has it, they are looking for a first-round draft.
Rumor has it Kyle Shanahan ain't, because Kyle Shanahan knows the market right now.
Right.
He knows who's calling Matt Jones. He knows he has a burner account somewhere on X. He's watching all this. All right. The Falcons think they're going to get Matt Jones, huh? Yeah, we want that first-round pick. Oh, guess what? They don't got one.
Tyson Bagent.
Who?
Tyson Bagent.
Who?
The dude from the Bears. The dude from the Bears.
Bruh.
I'm just saying possible trade candidates, man.
Bruh.
Okay. I'm going to take that as a no.
That's what we finna do?
I'm just asking. It's a question. It is a question.
Trade for Tyson. Tyson what?
Bagent.
Falcons fans will lose their mind. We trade our way our third round pick for the quarterback from the Bears.
Oh man,
they're gonna be like, man, you could have got such and such in the draft. And here's another thing too, Falcon fans, as we go over this quarterback. I know I joke with T. Will and Eric and offline. Kerry too as well. Shout out Kerry.
It's Kerry.
Falcons are not wasting their draft pick this year for a backup quarterback. They're not wasting the pick.
What about a draft pick next year?
Well, T. Will, if all else fails, guess what happens in 2027, Falcon fans? With the first round.
Oh, here we go. I walked into it. Oh, no. Oh, no.
The Atlanta Falcons, I didn't say first pick, first round. You can say number 13, 14, 15. With the 15th pick in the 2027 NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select.
You making the playoffs, you better say 25th or 26th or 27th.
Quarterback.
Playoffs, sir.
I'm just going down the line.
Nah,
if all else fails, this is if all else fails.
Mm-hmm.
With the 16th pick in the 2027 NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select quarterback. You know how many quarterbacks are coming out in 2027 that are worth the first round pick?
It's supposed to be a really good draft.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Speaking of draft picks and quarterbacks, let's look at who's available this year. We got
the only first round pick worth it is Fernando Mendoza.
We got Drew Allar. Drew Allar? Is that
from Penn State?
Yeah.
Not wasting a pick on Drew Allar.
Okay. We got Carson Beck.
Who?
Carson Beck.
Oh, former Georgia guy.
Yeah. Go down.
I'm good on that.
Okay. Taylon Green from Arkansas.
Bruh.
I'm going to cut it right there. I'm going to quit.
We're not wasting a pick this draft for a quarterback.
Okay. Hey, man, I'm
it
just
doesn't.
throwing it out
this
there.
Draft, our trade picks does not scream go get a quarterback. We see the list of needs and wants for this team. One of them is not a quarterback through the draft. But with the such and such pick in the 2027 NFL draft,
who wants to play Mester Maker so bad?
Atlanta Falcons select. I'm just gonna say, man, there's fans that can agree or disagree. If all else fails, they will be using their first round pick in 2027 for a quarterback.
And what's his name going to be, Jack?
I'm not going to get to that. Falcon fans, just hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Oh, boy. Okay.
We're having a great time tonight, man. We got one more topic to talk about. Then we're going to get to some questions from the chat. Falcon fans, Smooth C, Eric Parker, Eric Z, LAJ. Shout out LAJ in the chat. Karina, King, Yuri. Everybody, man, get those questions ready. Ray Fitty, don't forget, man, get those questions ready. About 10 minutes, we're going to do questions from the chat. Bring your questions, man. Get your questions ready so we can answer them. We can take about 5 or 10 questions, man, just so we can run through it. We love to, invite everybody here to One Time for the Fan. We include everybody on the channel. It's always from the fan, for the fan when you're listening and watching One Time for the Fan. Let's see if we can get to something else here. T-Bo, let's get to the free agency this week, man. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Well, hey, first thing we need. First, let's go over some positions we need. So we know we need a D tackle, specifically a nose tackle on the interior. We need a linebacker. Caden Ellis is probably not coming back, and we need a wide receiver. I would say those are, at least some top some top free agents that we need. And as such, it's interesting. John Franklin Myers, he is a run stopper. He's an interior lineman. He's a stud. So,
He's also one of the biggest names on that D line this free agency for a lot of teams.
Yep. Hey, he was a part of that.
Coming off of a solid defensive run with the Denver Broncos with some solid coaches.
Yeah.
Say it again.
He was a part of that. Didn't they get like 60 something sacks last year? 68 or something like that?
Say it again, T-Will. You there?
Yeah. Didn't the Broncos get like 60 something sacks last year? Almost 70? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Jack, did you freeze?
So hold on, let me see.
Jack, are you there?
I think it's because of the. Yeah, can you see me, T-Will? We're good.
I can see you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I think it's because this link right here is playing videos in the background, so I think the videos are messing up the stream. So I'm just going to go over some of these names, but we are good, right? T-Will, we're on point. We're still good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect. John Franklin Myers, man. If you're trying to beef up your defensive line, John Franklin Myers is a guy who I think we could be looking at too as well. And big shout out to Garrett Chapman and everybody over there at Sports that covers the Falcons that put this article out too as well. In 2020, his 300 total pressures ranked 21st amongst all NFL defenders. He definitely could fit an attack-minded Jeff Ulbricht's defensive scheme. 34 career sacks, T-Will. 34 career sacks for John Franklin Myers, but 14 of those happened in the last 2 seasons, T-Will. T-Will, this guy, John Franklin Myers, gets after it, man. He gets after it. John Franklin Myers. Or if the Falcons want to go to another route, they can keep a guy in-house, T-Will. They can keep David Onyemata if they want to. Of course, he's running the corner of over 32, 33 years old. But he's not going to – What's up, T?
No disrespect on Yamada, but give me John Franklin Myers, man. Can you hear me?
At the top of the list, we can put John Franklin Myers, right? Yeah, I can hear you. Right. We're good. I can hear you.
Right.
At the top of the list, I can put John Franklin Myers. That's number 1.
Yep.
David O is another candidate if the Falcons want to keep somebody in-house. He's played under Jeff Ulbrich in a team that gracefully had a lot of defensive pressure last year, kept us in a lot of games too as well. So David O wouldn't be that expensive. He is getting up there in the veteran years too as well. Now you have another guy, T-Will, from the Tennessee Titans. His name is Sebastian Joseph Day. And reported here, he's a true run-stuffing nose from Tennessee, would be a good addition for the Falcons. He finished last season 4th in stop rate among 150 snaps, had 41 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, had 2 sacks last year with 19 pressures. Would it be an expensive pick for the Atlanta Falcons if they want to go get this guy in free agency this week? And it's not going to be a $15, $20, $30 million deal. This guy's possibly going to be less than $10 million.
Well, let's go.
So now you got John Franklin Myers. You have David O if you want to keep it in-house. Sebastian Joseph Day if you want to go to the Titans, which is right up the street. And then you have another guy by the name of Javon Hargrave, which I know a lot of fans know too as well. Now, he is up there in age too as well, but he's a veteran pass rusher. Not necessarily veteran defensive stud on the front line. He's going to be under $10 million too as well. That's the guy to look at. He's a good run defender. The guy who I'm looking at, T. Will, is I mentioned it on the channel here a couple weeks ago. Nate Ali knows him very well. Sheldon Rankins from the Houston Texans.
I like Sheldon.
305, 300 plus pounds. Sheldon Rankins, big body defensive lineman that the Falcons need on the inside. He can give the Falcons talent. He can give the Falcons talented edge rushers, free lanes in passing situations. He's going to be less than $10 million. That's a big boy in the middle. 300-pounder. The way that the Houston Texans defensive, D'Amico Ryans had them guys moving out there. You saw it.
He's a biggin.
He's a big boy.
He's a biggin.
T will not playing no defensive line. I damn for sure ain't playing no defensive line. But you can get a guy like Sheldon Rankins. The good thing about it is T Will. Here's the good thing. These guys right here, T Will, are less than $10 million unless you're getting ready to go and bring up John Franklin Myers. He might be a little bit more expensive. Do the Falcons want to spend on a guy like John Franklin Myers? I'm sure they'll probably work out some negotiations, some bargaining deals to make sure he becomes a Falcon, but he would be the most expensive out of that group. But if you're trying to keep it small with the numbers and get a player who's not a splash player in free agency, but a player who can help this defensive front with Dorless, with Rook, with JP, with Walker, even Lakel London, if they decide to keep this young Thundercat too as well and bring him back, like Country would say. Sebastian Joseph Day, Sheldon Rankins, Javon Hargrove. These guys can help this defensive front and keep the price tag low so the Falcons can still go out and spend and get some more people. You can't go sign a guy with 20-something million in the cap room that's going to take you back in the negative or take you into a lane where you can't go get a number 2 receiver. You can't go get a number 3 receiver. There are a lot of spaces and positions to fill this free agency, but we don't have the big amount of money. What I'm expecting the Falcons to do, T will agree or disagree. They're going to have to do some contract negotiations in a matter of hours.
100%. Agree 100%, brother.
There's a couple guys that they can go talk to and say, look, we need to get about 30 to 40 million. We need to do some extensions, XYZ, cut some numbers down, do some restructuring, because we cannot go and win this free agency or even get a good enough grade with the Falcon fans with $20 million. We can't.
Nope.
And with that being said, those veterans, some of these guys that Falcon fans know that that's their favorite, they might have to cut back some of these numbers. Not saying going after those rookie deals. Don't touch the rookie deals. But there's a couple guys that you can work on so you can get a couple dollars back, man. Chat is live and chat is lit. I see Sonia Norwood in the chat. Happy Sunday, fam.
Sonia, what's up?
In the chat. Edgewise said the Broncos got 73 sacks last season, I think.
Yeah, he's right. Thank you, Edgewise. Yeah. And that was my point, is that John Franklin Myers, man, he is a dude. So and look, at Ian said it's about the trenches, right? So if it's about the trenches, hey man, put your money where your promises are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
right.
I don't know.
So T Will, hearing him say the trenches, as much as he said that, T Will, do you expect the trenches to be attacked in the first couple hours of the free agency, or do you think they're going to go away from that and go sign, a couple of their role players and bring up some of their depth? Because John Franklin Myers is the guy. You sign him tomorrow, he's on the field week 1 on the very first play.
I mean, I would expect that you're going to see. I would expect that. Yeah, I would expect you would go. If you say you're going after the trenches, and that's where it starts, then to me that's where free agency starts.
Right.
That's my thought. What do you think, Jack?
If you're so committed to going after the trenches, the couple of re-signs that you can do here in Atlanta for some of these players, David O wouldn't be expensive. D. Offer wouldn't be expensive. Um, a couple of these other guys that you can possibly bring back. Even if you wanted to bring back Cardell Hodge, that wouldn't be expensive. The Tyler Algier move would be expensive. The Caden Ellis move would be expensive. John Franklin Myers is probably going to be the top free agent that you need here to help out this defense. A Sheldon Rankins, you got to attack where the attack is needed. And I'm sure fans can agree. A nose tackle, a true run stuffer. We was getting ate up in the run game a few games last year where we did have some good pass rushers. We did have some good scheme guys that can get to the quarterback in different situations. But that Colts game, that hurt us, man. A couple other games too as well, watching running backs just straight go through the A gap, straight go through, areas where, we expected something else to happen. But of course, running backs was able to get up the field, move the chains, and help other offenses on other teams, score on us. I need a big, as you guys say, big pretty. I need a big nasty defensive tackle in the middle to go ahead and scare some of these teams, pushing back some of these centers and guards, getting these tackle for losses in the backfield, making sure that 1st and 10 turns into 2nd and 13. Because a lot of teams like to run the ball on first down. And you need to make sure you can get that pressure, that stop, so that way you can force teams to 2nd and long, to 3rd and long. Even if they want to go for it on 4th, they have to remember that 4th and 1, it ain't gonna be so easy when you got a big nasty in the middle. So I would love to see them attack the trenches in that way. Of course, T Will, that's not the only thing we got to worry about. We need some wide receivers, T Will.
Yeah, we do.
We need some wide receivers. Could a Super Bowl champion like Rashid Shaheed help us out too as well? That's the name to look for.
Yeah.
Green
Yes,
Bay
he
Packers.
could. Yes, he could.
Romeo Doubs is also on the list too as well. Could Romeo Doubs help us in the wide receiver role? Calvin Austin III from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Could that guy right there help us out too as well? Keenan Allen from the Chargers. I don't think Keenan Allen would be leaving the Chargers. He looked like he might want to retire a Charger. I think the Charger fans love him too as well. Jalen Naylor from the Minnesota Vikings is very interesting because he did fill in and help out as a bridge type receiver whenever Jordan Addison couldn't, step up, and Justin Jefferson was dealing with a lot too as well. Jalen Naylor is a name to watch for Falcon fans. He's not going to be expensive. You can get him, plug and play him on a lot of series this year on a team that he will probably get way more snaps than he did with Minnesota. But he also has a Drake London alongside him. He's also played with Justin Jefferson. So he knows that he's not trying to be the number one, and he won't be the number one here in Atlanta. But he can contribute in a major way. Jalen Naylor is the guy to watch for Falcon fans when it comes to this free agency. So there's a lot going on this week, Falcon fans, with free agency. I'm going to be super excited about it. I know T-Will is going to be excited too as well. See, ATO251 said wide receiver Chris Brazil at Tennessee would be a solid draft for us too as well. I believe he's projected to go day 2 or day 3. Somebody to watch for. He could definitely add to this offense that we need some more chain movers here and some more weapons. So T-Will, man, we pretty much covered this small part of the free agency. I know they might look to go get, another tight end, depends on what they do with Charlie Warner, another running back, depends on what they do with Tyler Algier, another linebacker, of course, with Caden Ellis situation, D'Angelo Malone's situation, Leonard Floyd situation, Arnold Ebiketie situation too as well. So there's a couple more moves the Falcons could make this offseason, and it could happen in a matter of hours. One person that I think the Falcons need to look for to agree or disagree. One player that I think the Falcons need to hurry up and make the move on, probably in the next 24 hours. His name is D. Alford. I think D. Alford has proven to Falcon fans, has proven not only to the coaching staff that is still here in Atlanta, that was, with previous regimes, has proven to a lot of people who have watched NFL games here in Atlanta And he's also proven to himself that D Offer deserves a contract that is decent. He's played on 1 year deals for quite some time since he's been here. But D Offord is a dog, man. He's a diamond in the rough, man. You got this guy as an undrafted free agent. You brought him in. He's been a fan favorite for many here in Atlanta, and he's just been balling out. And for that, T will agree or disagree, man. D Offord should be one of the re-signs here in Atlanta.
Man, hell no, I'm just kidding. Of course, D Offer should be a reason. I'm just messing with you. No, look, that last game he had, look here, man. He balled out, man. He got an interception. I think he made a sack. I think he made the if he did I think he closed the game out with that interception.
He closed the game out against the Saints.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely gotta bring back my man D Offer. He's flexible. You can play him in the slot. You can play him on the outside in the pinch. You can blitz him. What's not to like? So yeah, let's bring him back. Let's get the band back together again.
D Offord, man, 2 sacks last year, 3 interceptions. Kid's balling out.
I'm gonna say the thing about that Saints interception, he jumped that route, man. Like he read that perfectly. Because he's actually on another guy, and he read the quarterback's eyes, and he jumped that route. And thank God he did, because we'd have lost to the Saints. So hell yeah, bring him back, man. Bring him back.
Shout out D Offord on this one. D Offord telling me he disguised playing man. As you can see on the play, he starts off in man. Quarterback looks right, looks left. He knows the route that he wants to throw to try to get D Offord off beat.
Mm-hmm.
D Offord drops back into zone quickly as the ball is thrown. D Offord with that quick skill, that quick technique that he's been working on, of just that blast, that back pedal, boom, and go after it.
Yep.
We saw it a couple times last season. We really saw it in that home game against the Saints. Tyler Show, Spencer Rattler, I don't know which quarterback it was. Very surprised to see how fast D Offord can get over there and intercept that route and jump that route. And he tried to throw it to where the wide receiver was literally breaking to go to the outside. And D Offord did what a cornerback is supposed to do in that situation, read the route perfectly, jumped in front of it, got the interception, almost took it back to the house too.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He did. And he got a sack earlier in the game.
That's
on a
right.
blitz. So,
that's right.
Hey man, yeah, definitely. I definitely think that's money well spent if you bring him back. Plus, he's comfortable here. He knows our defense coordinator. He knows our guys. He's one of us. So yeah, definitely bring him back.
Bring him back, man. Bring him back. Bring him back. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. Over 100+ people in here watching tonight. Run them likes up, man. Go ahead and run them comments up.
Run it up.
Falcons football. We got about 10 or 11 minutes left before we wrap this show up. And this is the part of the show that's actually fun. We're going to start doing the questions from the chat.
Edgewise has one.
We're definitely getting ready to get the Edgewise too as well in just a second here. T-Will, man, free agency this week. What you got planned for this week, man? No for my ATL Sports. As people start getting their questions together, we're going to get to Edgewise first, but fans, get the questions ready. We want to do this questions from the chat segment. We'll take about 5 or 10 questions. In the past, people have put so many questions in the chat. We got to move around and get to, as many questions as we can, but we're not going to stay here for the next 2 to 3 hours answering questions because, it's Sunday night and people got stuff to do. But we do want to make sure that everybody here is included on One Time for the Fan. That's what we love to do. But T-Will, man, what you got going on this week with For My ATL Sports podcast? I know you guys have the Monday night show too as well. We'll be back on Wednesday. Also, For My ATL Movies, man, what you got going on?
Oh, wow, Jack. We got a host of things going on. So for my ATL Sports, we have obviously the Monday Night Falcon Express with TCE. That's Terry, Carey, and Eric. And it will be coming at you tomorrow live at 6:30 p.m. So, again, that is For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. For My ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Please tune in. And with For My ATL Movies, we got a lot going on. So on Tuesday of this week, we're doing Jessica Jones season 1. On Thursday, we're doing Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Taking
Friday,
it back, Jessica Jones. Taking it back there.
well,
Luke Cage, Jessica Jones,
so
Daredevil.
here's the thing, right? We are doing what's called the Doomsday Hourglass, where we are going back and doing every Marvel movie and every Marvel TV show leading up to Doomsday, which is released, I believe, December 18th, 2026. So we are essentially recapping them all. And
Mm-hmm.
this week we're doing Jessica Jones season 1 on Tuesday. We're doing Avengers Age of Ultron on Thursday, Ant-Man Friday, Daredevil season 2 Saturday, and Luke Cage Sunday 3:15. So we got a lot going on For My ATL Movies. Also on For My ATL Sports 1, I am putting together an ATL sports show that's going to cover all 3 franchises. That would be Falcons, Braves, and Hawks. So look for that to come about in the next coming week. It'll probably be like a 30, 45-minute show, just a recap of what's going on. And it may be 2 or 3 times a week. Stay tuned. But again, that's what we got going on. So I am at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube. If you're into the Atlanta sports, if you're into movies and TV, it'll be For My ATL Movies 1 on YouTube as well. And if you get an email, and if I did, we'll get into that at the shout outs. But that's what's going on right there, Jack. Go ahead, sir. Back to you.
Braves getting ready to start it up. They're doing good in spring training right now. And of course,
Yes,
the Atlanta Hawks, 6-game win streak for the Atlanta Hawks.
Six.
They
And they
are
pulled it out against Philly last night. That was kind of tough, but they pulled it out.
they're pushing that playoffs, pushing P, I guess they're saying, pushing playoffs here in Atlanta, which I'm sure a lot of Hawks fans can't wait for that. Big games coming up this week too as well. I know they got the Brooklyn Nets, and of course they have the Manchester City game coming up next week. Atlanta United, disappointing loss, man. At least they scored 2 goals, but they're 0-3 right now to start the season. Heard some boos in there last night too as well as at the United game. But yeah, they got to change some things around and get some things going. Falcons free agency starting up this week. So, of course, here on One Time for the Fan, be very prepared for pop up podcasts and things happening. Of course, our Wednesday night show at 8 is going to be here too as well. And, of course, the Friday morning breakfast with One Time for the Fan show is going to be going down too as well. So be prepared for that because on Friday, who knows? We could have a bunch of players in the building. And we got to talk about that. See, we have some diehard Atlanta Falcons fans and content creators in the building. We got Ricondo in the building too as well. Big shout out to
What's up,
Ricondo,
man? What's
talking
going on?
Falcons football. Make sure you go check out his channel too as well. Hit that like, share, and subscribe for Ricondo. Georgia Pride is in the building too as well. Big shout out to Georgia Pride in the building, talking Falcons football with us. And let's go ahead and get to these questions from the chat here. T-Well, this one will be for you first, and I'll follow up with it. With the release of Mooney, what wide receiver are you looking at, T-Will, for free agency Monday?
For me, my guy's Rashid Shaheed. So, I mean, you could do that. I don't think Mike Evans is going anywhere. I think did the Cowboys sign Pickens or?
Pickens ain't going nowhere.
I don't think Pickens is going anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna go Rashid Shaheed for my wide receiver guy. That's maybe Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants, but I'm going Rashid Shaheed for my wide receiver. What say you, Jack? I think you said it, but just reiterate it for the question.
No, definitely, man. That's the good thing about it when you're talking, Falcons football and fans have questions from the chat. We love to get to it. For me, I mean, Shaheed would be a good guy. Is he ready to get that number 2 wide receiver role? That would be big for him too as well. Don't forget the Falcons could target a number 3 or a number 4 tomorrow or later on this week, and then go after and draft a guy who could be number 2. T-Bo, what's up?
Wasn't Rashid already the number 2? I mean, you got Jackson Smith and Jigma or whatever out of Seattle. So I would say Rashid was the number 2 already with them.
Yeah, matter of fact, you know what? I think you are actually right about that. Now, the thing about it is, too, his role would increase here, I think, in Atlanta.
Definitely. No doubt about it. Agreed 138%.
Definitely would increase. Let's see here. Let me go over here and check these receivers here. Jackson Smith, Rasheed. I mean, Cooper Cup was also used a lot too as well in that offense. Not as much as I think Rashid was after that trade, but yeah, Rashid Shaheed is a name to watch for. I was going to say Tutu Atwell, but he's been working out with Lamar Jackson. It's possible that he could be heading over to Baltimore. You never know. A name that's interesting too, as well, to Curtis Samuel could be a name that the Falcons could possibly look for. All these receivers are not expensive. That's the good thing. You can get a wide receiver too that won't be expensive and won't break the bank. Where Curtis Samuel could be a guy to possibly look at. We mentioned Calvin Austin III too as well. Could be a guy to look at. Another guy that's not expensive, Jahan Dotson from the Philadelphia Eagles could be a guy to look at. Jalen Naylor. So one of these names could possibly be ending up in Atlanta. I would be surprised if they go get, somebody who doesn't fit that number 2 role. I'd rather the Falcons go sign a receiver this week so that way we know as fans who is playing alongside Drake. I don't want them to sign a guy that we say, okay, is he the 3? Is he the 4? Are they going to draft the guy? I'd rather them go and start to build back their roster and their depth chart in a way that we can kind of say, oh, he's definitely the number 2. Or they go sign a running back to say, oh, Tyler's out of here. He's definitely going to be the backup to Bijan. I don't want to be left wondering later on this week of what they're doing. The problem is you need more than one wide receiver.
You need about 3 or 4.
Bam. So do they attack one receiver tomorrow or Wednesday? Do they attack multiple receivers tomorrow? Because then it's going to have me wondering, well, let's just say they go sign a guy like Jalen Naylor, and then they go sign a guy like Curtis Samuel. Or they go sign Shaheed, and then they go sign a Curtis Samuel. Now I'm wondering, well, who's going to be the 2 and who's going to be the 3? I mean, for the wide receiver market right now, you're not going to get some big splashy guy. I'm not expecting something flashy and splashy this week. I'm expecting them to go and build back their depth chart, go and build back their roster so they can get guys to help move the chains that are experienced in that field of being a number 2 or number 3. And then if it wraps up the week where we don't draft no more guys or we don't sign no more guys, well, then I'm looking for the draft in April.
Yeah.
Because you have Drake London. They'll probably sign 1 or 2 more this week. That's your 2. That's your 3. Maybe they elevate a Chris Blair, right? And you still have Casey Washington too as well. Maybe they look into those guys. Maybe they go after a Tompkins from last year or a Dylan Drummond from last year. Maybe David Stills. But don't leave the fans wondering. If you go draft Jonathan Mukalela from Buffalo, then it's like, I'm not draft. If you go sign Jonathan Mukalela from the Jets, then it's like, this guy's not the number 2. Where's he playing? Must be a special teams. I don't want to be left wondering. I just don't want to be left wondering. Just bring me some people that can help move the chains, help this offense. And there's a couple names that I think could fit this role, and they are not expensive. That's the good thing. Now, if you want to go sign the Tyreek Hill, you're going to break the bank.
Yeah, I don't think Falcons do that. I think, like you said, they'll probably get a number 2 and a number 3 guy, and they won't be expensive. Now, they may go out and spend some money on a lineman or 2.
Right.
Because if you again, first thing Ian said was, hey, we're going to attack the infrastructure. It's all about those lines. It's all about the interior. So I would imagine, they could sign. They really could sign a John Franklin Myers. If the Falcons are going to spend money, that's where I see them doing it. Either that or a linebacker.
A surprising move, they go back and re-sign Darnell Mooney for a cheaper deal.
For cheaper?
Yes.
I mean, they could.
Would not be upset about it at all.
They could. Well, I wouldn't be upset about it because, again, he was hurt last year. We've seen that he can play. And the question is, would he accept that? But I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it at all. But you figure if you're going to spend money, it's going to be either at your D tackle, nose tackle, or linebacker position because you're really thin at linebacker. You're thin at wide receiver. You're thin at linebacker.
Right.
So
and you also have DD going on his last year too as well. So that has to be something to be looked at coming up in the offseason for next season. Questions from the chat. Go ahead, T-Will.
And Drake, so that's why that's another reason I feel like you're not going to go out here and break the bank on wide receiver because you got to come back and sign Drake next year.
Right.
So,
something
and you're still working on potentially signing Kyle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
T-Will, that's why T-Will has a podcast, man. I definitely got to go check out former ATO Sports. Questions from the chat is live and lit, man. Jonathan Bell's in the chat said, I'm wondering, do you guys think we will extend or restructure any players so we can at least be somewhat spenders in free agency? Yes. T-Will, you agree?
Hell yeah, I agree. That's the only way we're going to get some money.
Right.
We're going to have to do that. Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
There's a couple players. You can Jake Matthews some things. You might be able to AJ Terrell some things. You might be able to make a move on Drake London in a matter of time. You never know. I mean, Ian Cunningham has to pull these Terry Fontenot style moves where, you have to be good in that field of finances when it comes to dealing with these players, because you don't have some major contracts on the table. Now that Kirk Cousins is out the building, you don't have, certain guys to look at to say, oh, we got 10 guys we can go restructure. That's pretty tough looking at the Falcons players' contracts right now. There's about 3 or 4 that you can work on that you should be able to get around between 25 to 40, 45 million to add to what you got now. And that's if these guys are going to be able to do that on the respect level of these are friendly hometown discounts and restructure deals because we have to go win. And I think a couple of players that you're looking at, maybe a Chris Lindstrom, maybe a Caleb McGarry, maybe you're Jake Matthews, maybe you're AJ Terrell, but you're not going to Bijan asking him that. That ain't happening, right? And then Charlie Warner, I mean, that's a couple million right there. That's not too much. I mean, they made the move for Mooney and, of course, Cardell Hodge that might help out, but you have to get some more bread and you need to work on some things. And I think that happens. That's the cool thing about tonight. As we end this podcast in a couple of minutes, literally we can wake up to news in the morning that Falcons have restructured X, Y, and Z, right? The Falcons have signed the offer. The Falcons have signed or potentially getting ready to sign this guy and this guy. I'm waiting to hear those moves. Max Crosby's off to the Ravens. The Indianapolis Colts traded for Zaire Franklin, who's over in Green Bay now. Trent McDuffie, I believe, is heading over to a different team. And, of course, the Rams and the Chiefs, and everybody's making moves. And Falcon fans are sitting here wondering what's happening. Well, first, we need to go ahead and start getting some bread in the vault. So, T, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. It's going down, man. Questions from the chat is live. We are lit. Smooth C said, when are you going to start doing draft sims, profiling prospects we will need? I'm still catching up on a lot of the drafts, combine notes and news, and following a lot of the college football reports. Spend a little bit of time over the weekend looking into that, but I'll put that at the top of my list for this week, so that way we can get out here and do some credible mock drafts. We just don't want to go out there and say, okay, we'll do a mock draft, or we'll pick this guy because somebody else did, or we'll pick this guy because he's top of the boards. You got to put these draft boards together the same way the Falcons will put their boards together, right? It's not just 10 players and then that's it. There's going to be hundreds of players the Falcons will be looking into, and of course, pro days are coming up, and players do one thing at the combine, then they go to the pro day, and it's even better, or they've done something at the combine that messed them up. But they go to the pro day and it's even better. So we'll definitely get into the draft news. Let's say, let's see, it's going to be a lot of free agency talk this week. So let's say at least for next week's Sunday show, we'll start worrying about the draft, because the draft is about a month away after next week's Sunday. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see, how we tackle that here on One Time for the Fan. XY said, how would you feel about the Panthers possibly signing Arnold Ebiketie? Arnold Ebiketie, I remember that post he put up the other day, T-Will, when he put that's cat. You never know. With James Pierce Jr.'s situation, How many games is going to be out for? It's possible that maybe Arnold Ebiketie stays in Atlanta. If not, he could be possibly out the door. How would I feel about a former player going to a rival team? These players make moves based off, where they want to play, where they want to go, and who they want to be coached by. Of course, the money too as well is involved. Could the Panthers land on Arnold Ebiketie? Possibly. I can see that happening. But it's not Bijan going to the Saints, right? It's Arnold Ebiketie. He's played here for some years. We did draft him. But if it's time to move on, it's time to move on. Him going to a rival team, he just has to be ready to go up against, some of our offensive linemen when we're out there on the field twice a year. T. Will, what's up with this question right here?
I mean, I don't know that I'd be too broken up about. I mean, look, I don't know that I'd be too broken up about it. Like, if we can keep him, that's great. But he's had 5 years to take the next steps, and not that he was. Look, he's been decent the past couple of years, but I don't know that he has that wow factor. Like, I don't know that he's going to get 10, 11, 12, 13 tracks.
MJ, come here.
I hear T. Will. Go ahead. I was just talking to somebody. I hear you.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I don't know that he's going to be a guy that's going to get double-digit sacks. So, if we're trying to upgrade the line, if we're trying to do that, then he may be a casualty of war. Look, I wouldn't mind having him back, but if he has to go, you know what I mean? If he has to go, then he has to go. I mean, I don't want to say I'm indifferent, but I am a little ambiguous about it. If we keep him, fine. If not, then I'm okay.
Questions from the chat is live and lit. Big shout out to all the fans who are putting their questions in the chat. We'll probably take a couple more before we wrap this up. DA Hunter's in the building. Edgewise, Smooth C, Jonathan Bell. Georgia Pride is in the building. Big shout out to Georgia Pride here. Talking Falcons football with us too as well. Fans, we got a rival here in the chat. Falcon fans. We got Buck Skull Gang in the house. Big shout out to Buck Skull Gang.
Skull Gang, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Now, he is one of the rivals in the NFC South, but when Buck Skull Gang shows up, he talks Falcons football with us, right? He talks NFC South football with us, right? We've went on and talked things outside of football, and he's also commented too as well. He hasn't come in here and been disrespectful or anything. He's a good supporter of One Time for the Fan here on the show. So big shout out to Buck Skull Gang in the house. He asked a question here. Do you all want Trey Henderson? Not for $30 million. I'll tell you that.
Look, well, no, I'm gonna be honest. Who wouldn't want him? Who wouldn't want him? Who wouldn't want that big fella? But I don't know that we have the resources to sign him. But do we want him? Hell
yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll take a Trey Henderson, but not for $30 million. Now, if he wants to come over here for a random vet minimum of 1.5, that'd be perfect. No, put it in.
That's like asking who wants a Ferrari. If you're gonna give it to me for free, I'll take it. But that sticker price, I don't know that I can afford that. So
it's a lot of money for Trey Henderson. Hendrickson. Is he a good player? Yes, he's a solid player. He's definitely shown what he can do since he's been with the Saints and when he left and went to the Bengals. Could we use a guy like him? Definitely can. Do we have the money for him? Probably not. Atlanta Falcons fans.
Money.
Yeah, when I tell you the boy got his own money, the boy got his own money. Hey, Atlanta Falcons pandemic, man. What's happening, T. Will? So all you see here is T. Will, Cowboy? That's all you see here?
Pandemic. What up, Cowboy?
What's going on? Pandemic, is that it's just T. Will? Is T. Will show? Matter of fact, what? Just talk to goddamn T. Will. Just talk to T. Will. Go ahead.
Hey, man. Hey, Cowboy and I about the same age, man. We both 1970 babies. You know what it is. It's like if you see one of your YN friends, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna fellowship. You know what I mean? That's all it is. He sees you. That's just fellowship, bro. That's
Pandemic, man. He's been on the podcast. We've also had a couple panels away from One Time for the Fan. We
gotta have him back on the podcast.
Oh, man. Definitely do. This is the off season to do it. This is the cool thing about it. We've had so many special guests this year on One Time for the Fans. So many first time special guests this year that we'd have to bring some of these special guests back because they talk Falcons football in a Falcon way that people would respect, right? And these people have their own channels too as well. They do a great job talking amongst their community. Fandemic is one of them too as well. So many other folks in the chat. Recondo is here talking Falcons football. You got A1, you got Smitty them, Lady Birds too as well. So many people. Georgia, Texas boy here now has his channel going. Eric Parker, who wasn't even in the content creator space, to where now he's doing shows with T Will every Monday nights too as well. He's jumping on panels talking Falcons football. Hopefully he's not wearing them flip-flops that he's going to race me in, because I tell you right now, he ain't going to do too well with that. But big shout out to everybody here in the chat talking Falcons football. Questions from the chat is live and lit. Fandemic said, what are your expectations on tomorrow? Are we aggressive or do we lay back and play the field? T-Will. Fandemic's in the chat.
Pandemic. I'm going to say we're aggressive. I could be wrong. I don't know Ian's style, but I'm going to say you probably get at least one signing or one word of one signing tomorrow, at least one. Yeah, I'm going to say we at least jump out there for one. I don't know about multiple ones, but I'm going to say, yeah, we at least jump out there for one. What about you, Jack? What do you say?
With the money that we have, I wouldn't say too aggressive. I say we just do watch the field too as well, because you have teams that are sitting on 80, 90, 100 million. But just like the draft, you have a list of players that you can go after. Players who, just like when you see Madden with the money that you guys might have, do they want to play in Atlanta? Is it a good fit for Atlanta? Have you spoke to their agents? Some of these people, I ain't gonna lie, Atlanta is not Arizona, right?
Right.
It's not Denver. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people really like Atlanta. Like, they really love it. They've had family here. They either played some type of basketball, football, some type of sport. They went to high school out here. You never know. These players could have some potential ties to not only the city, where it's like, oh, I see what y'all building out there. Let me come over there and help them boys out. And that's where you can go get a player. That's where you can look at the money and say, hey, how do we end up landing a guy like this with the salary cap that we have? Do the Falcons be real aggressive tomorrow? I would love to see them do some restructures, build back up some of that profile, build back up some of that money in the bank, so that way we can go back and attack again on Tuesday if we missed anybody, or attack on Wednesday if we couldn't get those restructures done Monday on Tuesday. But at least Falcons, if you're watching, if you're listening, at least Atlanta Falcons, give us a re-signing, right? Give us a contract negotiation. Give us something tomorrow, so we're not sitting here on Tuesday like, well, the Falcons they ain't do shit. They ain't do nothing. I don't want that. Give us something. Don't be too aggressive if you don't want to be. But I think with Ian Cunningham, get what you need. Don't overpay for it, but get what needs to get done. And right. I think we got guys like Matt Ryan in the building and Kevin Stefanski and these guys. Let's see them go after it proactively versus sitting back, and Jonathan Franklin Myers goes away for a small deal, and the Falcons could have got in on it, but they didn't want to get on it. Sheldon Rankins gets signed over here, and then this guy gets signed, and this guy gets signed. It's like, what are we finna do? I don't want to see that, right? I don't want to see that. I'd rather them be somewhat aggressive in the market, but not actually going over there beating up people. Not like how the NWO did WWE when they showed up, taking over and all that type of stuff. They ain't got to be that aggressive. But yeah, I see Fandemic's comment in the chat. Don't be surprised tomorrow we not only restructure some contracts, but restructuring off the total look of the team. Big shout to Fandemic in the chat too as well. Eric Mack said, I believe we are looking for one specific player. It's possible we're looking for one specific player. If he's on the D-line or the linebacker room or the wide receiver room, hey, go after and get it. Hopefully it's the right guy to fit what we need. And that's the cool part about questions from the chat. You know, we include everybody here on One Time for the Fans. It's always about, you know, making sure everybody feels welcome here on the channel. And that's the good thing about One Time, man. You can bring your friends, you can bring your family. Of course, you know, we have a lot of player family that watches the podcast, a lot of players who watch the podcast. We keep it real. We respect the organization. and of course what they do. Because I don't play for the team, and T Will damn well don't play for the team. But you can find us out there, sidelines, home games, of course away games, traveling with the team. Of course, training camp too as well, open to the public training camp. A lot of these public events that they have, some of this, Falcons be here or Afraid of Falcon there, one time for the fan, or some supporters of ours has popped out too as well. We definitely love doing this because the fans love it, we love it, and we're going to continue doing this, man. So T Will, amazing show tonight, T Will. I don't know what else to say. I can go over Falcon and the stadium, but I'd rather spend this next hour watching some NBA. But T Will, man.
We have some of the best fans in the business, man, and
Right.
We love talking Falcons with you guys, and we are looking forward to talking Falcons, free agency, and draft picks all off season long. And I think I speak for myself and Jack Spade and 21 Carey and Bodie 3000 when I say, guys, we love you, and we can't wait to talk Falcons with you on Wednesday night.
Well, and our scheduled show is Wednesday night. And our scheduled show is Friday morning for breakfast at one time for the fan.
Right.
But with this news happening this week, it's very possible that we could have some additional shows. Something breaks, something happens. Fans want to talk about it. They want to chat about it. A lot of times, you're not saying Falcons fans or Falcon content creators. I've watched other podcasts, not in our community space, from outside of the Falcons community. Not saying which team, not saying who it is, but I've seen podcasts where they don't interact with the fans unless they put a super chat on the board. They don't interact with the fans at all. They don't put the questions on the screen. They don't put the comments on the screen. They just talk and talk and talk. One time for the fan, man, from the fan for the fan. You guys really help build the podcast, right? When we're talking these things, you guys put your comments in there. You guys help build this podcast channel since day one to where we are now. We do this in a major way. We do very good with the community, and we're going to continue doing this. And like I said, we're a couple subscribers away from 1,200 just from going live. Talking
1,200. Jack, you there? Jack, you froze.
What we got here? Was there? We good?
Yeah, we're good. Mr. Smith says we appreciate y'all for that, my bros. Hey, we appreciate you too, Mr. Smith. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Right. So Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit the subscribe button. Team Will, let's wrap this thing on up with some shout outs, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, to everybody who joined us in the chat, we thank and appreciate you guys. We cannot wait to talk about future Falcons business. And we just love to fellowship with y'all and talk about these Falcons and talk about life. We thank God for you. Hey, man, if you want to check me out, you can check me out here typically every Sunday night, Wednesday night at 8 p.m., Friday morning at 9 a.m. if, all things align. You can also see me at for my ATL Sports 1 if you love the ATL Sports, and for my ATL Movies if you love the TV series and movies. Check out your boy. Last but not least, thank God for waking me up and all that he does for me. And if you don't know him, you need to get to know him. Last but not least, Brother Jack and Brother Eric Parker. Thank you for getting my start in this business. Jack, it's on you, bro.
Falcon fans, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. What we got here? We got it's looking like Jimmy Garoppolo is getting some interest right now. Before we hit the market here, Geno Smith is getting some potential interest from 3 teams that need quarterbacks. Tua is getting some calls too as well. Raiders have now traded for the Bills veteran cornerback Teron Johnson.
Yeah, I saw that, I think.
moves are being made, Falcon fans, and still, as I hit refresh and I keep going back, looking and seeing what we got here, the Falcons are not making any moves. Could they be aggressive tomorrow? We will get a chance to see that. Um, a lot is happening, Falcon fans, around the NFL. So just make sure you stay tuned. Just make sure you are prepared for One Time for the Fans updates. You got to hit that like, share, subscribe button on that notification. So that way you can definitely stay in tune with what we have going on. We really love doing this podcast, y'all.
Yeah, we do.
We really do. Nando Barnes is in the chat. Talks are heating up on us trading for Dylan Gabriel. Hold on. Before I read that, I should have got this ready. Talks are heating up on us trading for Dylan Gabriel.
Bruh.
Say what?
Bruh.
Ask him where did he? We need the source. Where did he see this?
T-Will, can you just read that first sentence, please, of this? What Nando said? Just the first sentence.
Talks are heating up on us trading for Dylan Gabriel. And he got the Last Dragon soundbite. Wow.
Guessing we just want bodies into the QB room, and the world has saw that he's a career clipboard holder. I don't approve of this move. I don't approve of either.
Or this message.
I don't approve of either. Edgewise said, apprentice the show from a Panthers fan since 95. Panthers fans, Bucks fans, Panther fans. I have a feeling I know who's next. I have a feeling I know who's about to jump in here next.
Oh my goodness.
We got a Bucks fan, Bucks Skull Gangs in here. We got Edgewise in the building representing the Panther Nation.
Edgewise,
them Trump is about to start playing in a minute.
Hey, Edgewise, is this your first time in the show?
No, Edgewise has been here.
Oh, he's been here before. Okay,
He's
my
been
bad.
here
Well, hey,
before now.
welcome, Edgewise. We're glad to have you, buddy.
But T-Will, a Bucks fan is in the chat. Shout out to Bucks Go Gang. Edgewise is in the chat. T-Will, in a minute, you might hear that. You might hear it.
Don't do it, Jack. Don't do it. Don't you say it.
You might hear it.
Don't you say it, dagnammit.
We did a good job by branching out there and getting our podcast amongst the NFL community. But the one fan base that we haven't had in this chat are those damn king cake eaters. Haven't had them.
Well, we've had Jordan in the chat. Jordan is a Saints.
But we can't count Jordan, bro. We're talking about they jumping in here with the baby. What y'all talking about in here, water? Y'all boy here eating king cake, baby. That's what I'm talking
man.
about.
Just because he does not speak in that dialect doesn't mean he's not a Saints fan. I'm just saying, bro.
He talks more Falcons than he does Saints, bro. He talks more Falcons than I've seen Saints.
Nah, he talks. I mean, look, he
talks more NFL than I've seen him talk Saints.
He talks Saints. He's more. You got to think of what so he's over Old-Legacy, which is a sports network. But he's a Saints fan, man. He and I go back and forth with each other off camera, so he's definitely.
Pandemic said Dolph Jackson was in here. Saints fan Dolph Jackson was in here. Let me go back and find out. Dolph Jackson's a Saints fan?
I didn't know he was a Saints fan.
What?
Who knew?
Hey,
see, there you go.
Long as he don't say them two words. You know them two words when somebody knock at your door? Don't say them two words. Hey, Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my friends, man. Shout out to everybody who's just been a part of One Time for the Fan and keep representing that Falcons Nation strong. Keep repping, man. I know them PSL and season ticket payments were due recently, so if you paid them up, that means you're ready to get in that bin. So big shout out to you all. We got a lot going on this week. Scheduled podcast is Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings at 9:30. Oh, that's a start laughing when DSGB got that comment. Scheduled podcast DSG, not DSGB, scheduled podcast Friday mornings, breakfast with One Time for the Fan. And of course, a lot of probably pop-up shows this week because if something happens that's breaking news, we want to talk about it amongst our Falcon family, man. So big shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to everybody who's watching. Of course, One Time for the Fan is from the fan for the fan. And we had a great time tonight, too, Will. So I'll see you again, sir.
I will see you, sir. Hey, good night, everybody, and go Falcons.